When did it become like a classic Kiwi thing to have a lemon tree?
I don't know, but also grapefruit, and that part is really annoying because why are there so many grapefruit trees when?
Yeah, it's
They
like a,
suck.
it's a yucky citrus fruit. It's like oh, you know what? I like the orange, but I only like the pith, the white. I like the white part that goes on the outside. I want just that. Hey, welcome to episode 200 of one. 200.
200 of one.
200 of one.
200 of
It's a
one.
new board.
Yep.
Um,
200 of one.
201. Episode 201. Should we start that again? Nah, that's powerful.
No,
Sounds
it'll
good.
be fine.
Frenzy something.
It's
Frenzy
as
gamer.
consistent as we always are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back every 2 weeks, as always.
Yep.
Same here with Blake.
Yeah,
And, excuse me, Blake?
we're
Were you-
front of the seat.
Yep, right on the edge of the front of the seat.
Yep.
And Paul.
Hello.
Perfect. Perfect intro.
We've done it. We've done it.
That's the 201st perfect
Yep.
intro I've done in a row.
Yeah.
Yep.
Faultless.
Well, 200 of one.
200 of once. 200 of first. Should we kick it off with some questions?
Let's hit it.
All right. This is not a question. This is from Fuwa-san. They say, please show us the succulent in its pot.
Oh, yes. I did actually take a photo of it.
Yeah.
I'll post it.
Gonna be so sad.
Yeah. You know what? I was thinking about that pot, and I was thinking about your criticisms.
Mm.
I've been brewing on this.
Uh-huh.
I've got some things
Yeah,
to
yeah,
say.
yeah. Yeah, I now notice you're holding a knife.
Yep. I was thinking about that pot and like, you saying, look, it's like a lazy man thing to do of like, you got a broken pot and you put it in there. But I was thinking like, you know what? If I saw that in a video game, I would be like, that is brilliant. That is fantastic. Environmental storytelling. You've got this pot. It's not just a pot, a regular plant in a pot. That's boring. You don't want to. Who cares?
It's a regular plant in a pot with a shard of another pot sticking out.
More interesting.
You know
More
what it
interesting to
if
me.
I saw that in a video game, I'd say, "Oh, that's bugged." Oh, that's weird. It's like a piece of another pot jutting out here.
It's like, does Blake live here?
I would think, oh, this is something where like you destroy it and the destroyed state is already there.
Dude, I've spent years making environments, and that is the exact kind of thing I would do to make
Okay,
something.
you know what? Then
an asset
I
interesting.
challenge you
Yeah.
to put this in PoE 2. I want you to.
I will.
Okay, perfect.
I'll do it.
Put it in a town. I want to see the double potted
I
succulent.
will. Yeah.
Put a little plaque next to it. Give it a name.
Yeah.
Classic.
I'll call it not a lazy pot. Because it takes effort. Now it's taking more effort to justify my
you're
lazy
gonna
approach.
spend
than it would
hours
be
at
to-
work meticulously rendering
Yeah.
a badly replanted succulent.
Yep.
I cannot wait.
It's great.
If you can do that, you know what? I will stop
I'll do it.
razzing you about.
I'll do it. I'll put it in the game,
I won't really stop
Yep.
razzing you. I'm going to keep razzing you. It's too much fun.
and then I'll post it on Facebook or somewhere.
If you're hearing static in the background, that's not static. That's rain.
It just started raining.
started raining.
Just started raining quite a bit.
Yeah. Welcome to New Zealand, where it rains
Summer.
every day.
Is it summer yet?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. It's
No?
summer in.
It's spring.
Well, if you're listening
then.
to it in 3 weeks after it's posted, then this is summer. But
Yeah.
it's summer. Summer starts in December.
So it's that almost summer rain.
So this video game podcast, we've got another question. This is from Ein Hassad, who said, I had to pause the podcast and check the Mario 64 run without pressing A. Those videos are always nuts. The amount of technical knowledge that those people have ends up being more fascinating than the game itself being beaten. They are tech videos disguised as gaming videos. 100% agreed. They are brilliant. I learned so much about how at least old games were coded, the shortcuts they had to take to fit the massive amount of like game in this tiny chip that could only hold like 32 megabytes or whatever. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's yeah, it is. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the A-Press video in particular is so good.
Yeah.
Uh,
It blows my mind how they figure it out too. all this sort of bizarre stuff. Like it's not. I remember some. Maybe it was like Mario 2 or something like that, where you could like do some way to kind of do some like reprogramming.
There are certain Mario games where you can do arbitrary code injection.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's the Pokemon runs as well.
Pokemon Runs, there's a Mario one where in the middle of a Mario load screen or something, they built Snake. So that like it loads into Snake.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's great. I don't remember. Yeah, Pokemon is a good one because I think Missing No is arbitrary code injection. Like,
It is because yeah, no, you're right. It totally is because or at least what you do has an effect on what shows up on that.
yeah, maybe it's not
that
arbitrary
thing.
code injection. It's just code leak or whatever.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it takes like the Pokemon from the place that you were at previously, and then if you travel to that coastline, the same Pokemon will start showing up, and
There was
Missing Note will be there.
something with the inventory though, where moving things around
Was
eventually
there?
gets overflows,
Yeah,
Ah.
and you start being able to edit actual code of the game.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
yeah.
I don't remember which version of Pokemon that is. Probably a few.
So cool.
I strongly suspect that if you were trying to find a good game for arbitrary code injection, the best place to look is any game where they are right up against their data limit.
Mm.
Yeah.
If where they are buttoned up against the actual physical amount of like
I
data
see,
they can
yeah.
hold on a memory
Yeah.
chip or whatever, like those are the places to go.
Mm.
Because they make crazy optimizations where they'll be like, if we just use the data from this other part of the
Yep.
chip that never changes except in this one case, then we'll be fine. All right. This is Sal Morris. They said, you made me install and play Kingdom Come Deliverance. Log in. I played it for 12 hours and rage quit. Now I will try again with a different mindset as you suggested.
So I talked to them a little bit on in the YouTube comments about this.
Mm-hmm.
That I also felt like rage quitting several times.
Even after
early
you're...
on.
Oh, okay.
No, early on. A big part was the dog
Yep.
getting in the way. Because there's a whole DLC where this dog was introduced during the DLC, and there's this whole like DLC where the dog is like your companion, and I'm sneaking around, and this freaking dog is just like constantly in the way, and I seriously felt like throwing my controller at one point. But then, yeah, you kind of, I think it's just you sort of slowly get into that mindset that I was saying before of like you need to treat it like it's more of a simulation than a power fantasy Skyrim type thing. Although there's a boss fight that also, even by this stage, there was a boss fight that I was like, this is actual bullshit. Like, this is I don't know what they were thinking when they made this. So there's a like the first sort of boss you fight. It's after a siege
Okay.
on a this big bandit sort of like stronghold.
Yep.
And you're involved in that siege, and you don't really know that there's going to be this locked off arena style boss fight where
Yep.
you cannot get out of it.
Right,
So
right.
the first time I went in there, I was helping all the guys. You go in there with your troops, and you're helping the guys. So I took a lot of damage. By the time I fought this guy, he can hit me like once, and I'm down.
Right.
I'd also not gotten this this skill called Master Strike, which allows you to do a block and then return with a unblockable strike.
Okay.
And that's a huge part of combat.
Yep.
Of being really good at combat is being able to block and hit.
Yes.
And I'd seen other enemies had done that to me, stronger enemies, and I'd just been like, okay, at some point in the game, I'm gonna get this ability from somewhere. I'm gonna learn how to do it. Maybe it's in my skills that I'm just unlocking, but it's not. It's one you have to actually go and talk to a trainer for. And I didn't have that, and I was stuck on this guy for like ages, like almost probably like an hour. I was like, I tried the entire siege encounter again, and basically didn't take any damage, so that I got to the point where, okay, cool, I can try to fight this guy with more life. I still was not like getting anywhere with this guy.
Really?
He was just because he basically just had more skills than me.
Yeah. So did you have to actually delay doing the siege? Can you delay doing the siege?
I mean, you can,
Okay.
but my save was like right at the start of the siege. So, and I didn't have a save from like further back.
Oh.
So anyway, I ended up looking on like, I ended up just Googling, like, what the hell am I supposed to do here? And then there was plenty of other people in the same situation. And the dominating, like, tactic was to get your bow out and just shoot them in the face as much as you can without getting hit. Because the game being a simulator, you shoot someone in the head with an arrow, they're going to take a huge amount of damage, if not just straight up kill them. So I ended up, I think it was like three arrows to him, not directly to the. I got one directly in the head.
Yeah, that should have killed him straight away.
Yeah, no, that kind of should have killed him straight away. But then I got him a couple times in the body, and then one directly in the head, and that took him down. And I barely took any damage. But it was me like scrambling around this like small space, trying to get away from this guy so I can draw my bow.
Right. I kind of think that's on you, not thinking I'll just shoot him in the face with my bow. That feels like
It
that
does
should be.
seem like quite a valid tactic.
But it's also a very small
Sure.
space, you know. But yes, you're right. It is a valid tactic, and I was like, oh yeah, I should just try that.
The game that probably the closest analog to this, by the sounds of it, that I've played is Mountain Blade Bannerlords.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they also have sort of boss fights.
Yeah.
Where if you're doing like a bandit camp, you come in with like maximum of like 10 dudes and you clear it out. And then at the end, it's like the bandit walks up to you and is like, why don't you coward, why don't you fight me yourself? Here's the thing about that is you don't have to.
Yeah, I know, right?
You can be like, nah,
I don't
let my guys beat you up.
Yeah, I don't understand why. So leading up to this battle, you yourself have a huge input on how many men are taken, how many men you take to the bandit fortress.
Yeah,
like you can say, you can tell the lord that you're working for, like, oh, it's just a few men, you know, just don't take everybody, because taking more people leaves other areas in the kingdom vulnerable. But I was like, nah, everyone's in there, right?
Yeah.
So my thinking was, oh, if there's a bandit, if there's like a boss fight or something, I've got like 50 guys or whatever behind me. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be completely fine. But then story narrative wise, your character is like, I need to do this alone. I need to go in there and confront him alone. And you're like,
why?
No, don't do that. What are you, an idiot? This guy's way tough.
That bothers me.
He was someone who you meet really close to the start who literally almost kills you. And it's funny too, because like this game in the sort of early playthrough has plenty of fights that you are expected to lose, and so story wise you're kind of expected to lose it.
Sure.
When you first fight this guy, it's like you are literally just a peasant guy, like, and you swing a sword at him and he just one shots you and you're down.
Okay.
And you're like, well,
that was never gonna work.
That was never gonna, you know. And then you fight him next, and you're like, no, I've got to do this alone. And I'm like, well, don't do that. Come on.
You remember what happened last time.
Yeah, remember? This wasn't that long ago. This was just like, in game, it would be, I don't know, a month maybe, or
if it wasn't a game, it would be like, oh, that's that guy that one shot me. Let's bring everybody in the room.
Yeah.
This is or let's just shoot him from a distance.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the face.
This is why I was specifically like, bring every soldier available to this thing.
Yeah.
And then it still ends up with like, no, you got to fight this guy alone.
I kind of hate that.
Yeah.
I kind of hate that.
Because it's so funny, like, the character, your character is named Henry, and he is so, like, he wants to be so chivalrous, and he's like, he has a real, like, knight's honor type thing.
Yeah.
And as a modern day person, I'm like, this is bullshit, man. The world doesn't work like this. You're living in a fantasy, basically.
Yeah.
Thinking that knights are honorable and
they collect taxes from the peasants. That's basically their job. They are there to enforce the will of the lord of the land.
Yeah.
Shall I close this window?
Let's just close the window. I'll do it.
We'll go on to another question. This is less of a question and more of a informative comment from Slippery Jim. DayZ was an Arma 2 mod. PUBG was Arma 3. Arma 2 and 3 have abominations of projectile physics, terrible desync. The amount of things that are client-side instead of server-side are a joke for hackers. But the level editor and scripting with making your own content and mods are so powerful. And after you fix what you hate, it's just super rewarding to make something just fun. Spool up a server for your friends. Some of the third-party server hosts do competitions for people designing game modes, etc. And then people take those and modify them further. Dean Rocketman Daisy, which I think
we've all met him.
We all met him.
Yep.
Yeah. Took the engine and networking of Arma and made Daisy. Then people took Daisy and made like 8 different zombie games out of them. Each with different strengths and weaknesses, kind of like if players took PoE and modded in their own leagues. Essentially, I was an Arma fiend before a PoE fiend. I could talk about it for hours. One last bit, Arma 3 had a live editor, so you could host a vanilla server, then just have a GM in the sky, scratching my god game itch, spawning enemy troops 30 kilometers and setting up missions, curating player experiences, etc.
That's quite cool.
As the GM, you could possess any AI, so players can do co-op versus essentially an entire army of player units, while you weave a story/mission over 10 hours for them.
Wow.
That's super duper cool.
That's amazing.
There are a few games that kind of have this thing as well. There was a game actually built around this concept called Dungeon Land, which was kind of mediocre in the end. But I've always loved this kind of thing where you have a player that is the adversary for a bunch of other players.
I like it.
Using the game's tools to make a fun adventure.
Yeah, that seems super cool, man.
The problem with that kind of thing is the level of experience that the GM has to have to make it difficult and not, like, overpowered.
Yeah, I get you.
The game Dungeon Land tried to solve this by essentially giving the GM points or cooldowns for spawning monsters. But then you have a different problem, which is, like, tuning the GM against the players has to be very... There's a very thin line where it's like challenging and fun versus challenging versus not challenging enough.
It also means you require a GM, right, to play. I mean, it's like Dungeons and Dragons. You can't just you can't just play by yourself.
Yeah,
and then it's like a player's experience is very determined on
who they get. Yeah, well, so I think Dungeon Land had like a matchmaking.
Okay,
I remember, or maybe there was like a lobby or something. I actually think there's a lot of potential for this. I think the only way it could work is if everybody who buys the game is bought into this idea.
Yeah.
Of I'm going to play as a character in someone else's like little mini RPG for a session.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll be the DM, and both sides review each other.
Okay.
Like there's some sort of progression or ranking or whatever for how well you are doing on both sides of that equation.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good idea. Because then,
you do your adventure, and then you're like, that was sick. 5 stars for this dude. And because you got 5 stars, you've unlocked a new monster to drop into the map next time.
And it can also just go into, like, your your rating score, I guess, of like, if people go, oh, we've got, you could go random.
Yes.
And you go, oh, we've got a GM with like, 5-star, like whatever. Yeah. And you're like, I trust that this is going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you see a guy with like 2 stars and like, I'm going to bail.
Yeah.
There's something cool there too, where you can keep the like more erratic skills gated behind experience based on.
Yes.
So then you can give people like really cool, potentially game-breaking skills, but like gated behind them proving that they will use them cautiously.
Yes, and then you can also matchmake it with characters who have the tools to fight them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, this is a level 8 paladin.
Yeah.
So he's got a bunch of stuff that can handle quite tough monsters or whatever. So we can put you with a GM who has like quite crazy monster spawning and
really
traps
cool.
or whatever. I believe Divinity or Divinity 2 or something has something like this. I think there are a few games that have something like this.
I did see something like that with Divinity 2. Never played it.
Neither.
Though. But I do
here we
remember
go,
seeing
guessing the
something like
games.
that.
I love this part.
Here we go. I honestly, I'm not even going to guess. I don't even know that much about it.
Yeah, okay, fair.
I did see, though, so it's funny that you bring up like the armor sort of servers that are like that. Or,
yes, I brought it up, definitely.
Well, it's funny that was mentioned because I think that also there's Rust servers that are like that as well. But I've seen a couple videos of someone clearly who has like GM powers in a like Rust style or like Daisy style shooter,
Yeah.
who is spawning in as like a Bigfoot.
Okay.
And not like attacking anyone, but just kind of like running past,
walking blurrily.
yeah,
in the background.
Like there was some guys like in a car going down the road, and then he just spawned in ahead of them, and then as they came up, he just runs across the road into the
very
forest,
funny.
and then he despawns and just follows them along with his god cam, and he can hear them chatting about like, what the hell
'cause
was
it's
that?
local.
Who was it?
Yeah.
And then they turn around and like go back and try to find him, and he.
I think I love this idea.
Yeah.
I don't know that this is a thing yet, but like a cryptid, asymmetrical multiplayer game.
yeah,
where
yeah.
you can spawn in as the team of investigators. Like you're one of like 5 people, and you've all got your special powers.
Yeah.
And the other guy is a cryptid. Or
Yeah.
maybe there's 2 cryptids. You don't know. There's some
love
number
it.
of players who are.
Yeah.
There's Bigfoots. There's Yetis. There's like the I'm now showing my butt about like I don't really know.
Dogman.
Yeah, sure. Mothman.
Loch Ness
Mothman.
Monster.
Yep.
What?
Loch Ness Monster.
Yes.
Loch Ness Monster.
I feel like that would
Limited.
be a,
Yeah,
that would be a tricky one to play in the
you'll
woods,
live-
for example.
It's all just scanning the ocean, scanning the lock floor with sonar and being like, we didn't find anything.
You know what it feels like is prop hunt.
Yes.
So prop hunt is like asymmetrical.
Yeah,
multiplayer.
yeah.
One person is trying to find everybody who's hiding in props, right? You flip it.
Yeah.
It's 5 people trying to find one cryptid.
Yeah.
Someone who's really, really good. They've got lots of powers to throw people off.
Yeah, yeah.
Send them in the wrong direction, go invisible, whatever it is. And it is hide and seek, but
Yep.
I think there's
neat.
something there.
Yeah. Also, I saw another video that was similar,
Yep.
but this person spawned in as a cat,
Okay.
and I don't know if it seemed. I got the impression that cats were not in whatever this was.
Sure.
And they were just started following around, and he like walked into some player base, and the players are just like, "Oh my god, it's a cat! Oh my god, it's a cat!" And everyone's just like, this entire like guild is just like crowded around this cat, and then in the middle they get attacked by some other guild, and then you can hear them being like, "Oh, look after the cat! Protect the cat! Don't let the cat die!" And you hear people like, "Oh, where did the cat go? Oh my god, I hope
The
it's
cat
all
was
right."
a spy.
Yeah, it's like amazing.
That's really good. I don't have anything else to say about Arma 3.
I've never
Cetera.
played it.
I
probably
don't think
never
I've even
will.
played any of the.
I played. I
spin-offs.
mean, I played Rust. Rust, I feel like
Is-
came out of Rust is its own engine and everything.
Yeah,
but the
but-
idea started as a DayZ knockoff because they had zombies. That was very much like a DayZ, but in its own engine. And then what it turned into, they got rid of the zombies and they just made it all PvP.
Yeah,
and
so
it's
it's
all-
a different game now. So what you're describing is nothing. Like,
Well, DayZ technically has the zombies.
okay,
They have the zombies, but
and
yeah,
Rust doesn't have any zombies,
the Rust doesn't have any
and
zombies.
it's made in a different engine.
It's a different engine.
Okay, so what you're describing is just a survival game.
Sure.
Okay.
But a survival game
Uh-huh.
that the idea directly came from DayZ.
Okay. I think I might have played Rust a
Yeah.
long time ago. I've definitely seen Rust. It might have been free to play, or like there was a demo or something
Yeah.
at some point. And I tried it out, and I remember thinking, "This is not for me."
It's I mean
I
I've,
tried it and had the same.
Yeah.
I've got
response.
I've got the story of you spawn in and you get bashed by naked people on the beach.
Yeah.
Like, you get your head caved in by rocks because people are just fighting over rocks and sticks on the beach, and they're
Because that doesn't sound. If that I think only works when everyone spawns in at the same. If it's built more like a battle royale
yeah.
than like the persistent survival game. I think that if everyone spawns on the beach with rocks and there's an initial head bashing,
Yeah, for sure.
frenzy, and
Yeah.
like the few people who are like, I'm staying out of this, I'm going to go get some resources, and then like over time it evolves into
Yeah.
who's the last man standing in this
Yep.
wilderness. That sounds cool.
Yep.
But if it's like I'm spawning in on a server that's been around for 3 weeks and there's still a
Yeah.
bunch of people just camping the beach, no thank you.
Yeah. So me and a mate a couple years back, we had that experience where it was like, we spawned in. First of all, we couldn't like spawn in as a group, so we didn't spawn in at the same place.
Okay,
But
great.
but in all the spawn points, it's just a bunch of naked people bashing each other with rocks.
Yeah.
And then you eventually escape from that, and then you see like massive walled off complexes
Yep.
with oil rigs and all sorts of stuff, and there's armored guys like walking around and
Mm-hmm,
stuff like that. So now you're hiding from these like insanely well armored like people. Me and a mate, it took us like probably an hour to actually meet up, try to find where we were, and we met up and we maybe spent 5 minutes trying to travel somewhere, and then we just got murdered by like guys in like tactical gear and stuff that are just like way more advanced.
Yeah.
And we were like,
That
"That's the game."
Yeah, it sounds not
Doesn't
fun.
sound fun. I don't know. There's something I think you can make a game like that fun for new players, still, but you have to have like controls.
Yeah.
Like, well, how do you prevent or disincentivize someone who's been around for has all this stuff from killing a new player?
Yeah, I don't know. When we played Ark. So Ark, we joined a server that had been around for quite a while, but we didn't have that same thing. And I think it's because like just the dinosaurs in general offer almost like a level of protection, because they are like there's T-Rexes and stuff are like basically bosses. And even as a well armored player, you probably wouldn't want to just start randomly attacking a T-Rex without being prepared.
You know what you could do? I mean, I don't know enough about Rust. I'm pretty sure that when you die in Rust, you just drop everything, right?
Yeah.
You could have a thing where you don't necessarily drop everything unless you have a bounty on your head. And you get a bounty on your head by, like, killing new players or doing something that is just kind of frowned upon for the player experience. And then
it gets announced somehow.
Yes, it gets announced somehow. There's now, for the next 2 days, if you get killed, no matter the source, you drop everything. You lose everything.
Wouldn't that make everyone try escort like a low-level player around if they were trying to do PvP? Because then you send a low level in and
try and
get way more loot whenever you kill whoever it was. That
charging an army of like low-level guys in front of you.
A little flesh seal.
You have
orbiting newbies.
Yeah.
That is true. You can game that. Fair point. I don't have a good solution then. But it doesn't necessarily just have to be that, right?
You could also like cordon off areas or something so that you can't actually get past.
I mean, that's probably the best because, I mean, World of Warcraft has that, right? I mean, you go to PvP
Safe
server.
zones.
There's not every area is PvP. Like your starting zone, areas. You can't. Yeah. So you eventually you actually get to experience the game before being horribly murdered.
Somewhat. You're still like you hit the PvP zones fairly early.
Well,
it eases you into it because you have the contested zones, which are they're the full PvP zones. But then you have, I guess it is the other safe zones. You go into the other people's safe zones and like
you're flagged for PvP.
You're flagged for PvP, but you can't attack anyone unless they attack you.
I remember this is early days of World of Warcraft when like seeing a level 60 was rare, and there was a level 60 just in Durotar, standing next to the spawn point, and there were like, I want to say 10 different, I'm pretty sure it was a paladin, there was like 10 different level 1s, all swinging on him, and he was just standing there not swinging back. They couldn't do any damage, they couldn't hit him, and then he'd like drop a concentrate, and you see him go,
oh my god. We had, on our server, we had a guy, I think he was a warrior, who hit level 60 way, like, super early as well. I'm assuming played the beta or whatever. But he used to be, his name was Smooth, and he basically was like the king of Booty Bay. And, like, you'd go into Booty Bay, and, like, there was a high chance that he would, like, kill you. And he would just be killing guards as well. Like, he was this monster.
They're only level 40.
Yeah, and it was like that for, I would say, months and months, where this guy just, like, was the terror of Booty Bay until eventually more players reached 60 and were actually able to deal with them. But it was like it was a fun thing because I can't remember what level you're at there. Maybe 30s? I can't remember.
Stranglethorn Vale is like 25 to
35, I think.
Yeah,
like so it's still. I mean, that's so that's
it's
pretty
quite a large area.
Yeah, it was great fun though. I mean, it's so fun those old World of Warcraft days where it's like a lot of the content was just other people.
And this is before they had like PvP.
This is before they had PvP rewards.
You were just Tar and Mill.
There'd always be fun.
Somewhere between Tar and Mill and whatever the South Shore. There'd always be a battle going.
Yeah.
And you knew when you were walking towards it because your frame rate would plummet.
I was on dial up and like I basically could not participate in a fight. I could just watch.
I remember when they introduced the rewards for PvP. and I don't remember if they had introduced Battlegrounds yet.
I think Battlegrounds were after.
Yeah. So they were like, if you do PvP, you get points, and the most points. They had a whole ranking system.
Yeah.
And Tar and Mill was just a mess.
It was amazing. It was beautiful. You see a field of skeletons where people have died.
Yeah.
It was
so
amazing.
bad.
And then I think, honestly, I really think that introducing the Battlegrounds, like, I feel was a negative overall.
Because I thought the Battlegrounds were quite early on.
They were either the same patch as PvP.
I mean, they were early on.
And it might have been like you had to have a. It might have been that there just wasn't enough people queuing.
They were early on. It was still within the first 6 months of the game coming out.
I'm pretty sure it might have been the same patch they introduced PvP rewards.
I mean,
I think that it was a case of you had to be level 40 to do some of them.
Yeah,
and
I know there was a wait time because they weren't.
Servers were super unbalanced.
Yeah,
so you'd have all of the people who were waiting still in Tar and Mill beating each other up.
Yeah, because it was just up from Tar and Mill and you had to physically go there.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I feel like
terrible idea.
I feel like introducing those Battlegrounds kind of really took away from that just spontaneous. I don't know, that spontaneous gameplay that would happen.
PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's. Yeah.
They also
PvP's a weird
introduced. I
one.
remember Plaguelands. They introduced these control towers that were open world PvP, but nobody ever bothered because why would you when you can just go to the Alterac Valley?
I remember the control. I would do the control towers.
Would you?
Because no one would bother.
Because no one else was
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
It was, I think, Plaguelands, right?
Yeah.
And you'd get decent enough
Yeah.
rewards.
Yeah.
It's interesting. This is reminding me, Star Wars: The Old Republic. When that came out, they had a PvP zone called Ilum,
Oh yeah.
and they claim it was broken.
Yeah.
But I think it was just so badly designed that it didn't make any sense. Because I remember I hit the level cap, and I went to Ilum, and I was trying it out. And basically, you would get rewards. You'd have objectives. It was destroy a certain number of crates.
Yep.
And both teams, the Jedi and the Sith, would stand basically on opposite sides, not fighting, just trading objectives.
Right.
And if anybody stepped out of line, they would die, so nobody would move. It was bizarre.
Wow.
It was the most cooperative PvP thing I've ever seen. It was it just didn't work.
Well, so talking about WoW's Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
When they first came out, right, it was a massive brawl. Alterac Valley. It was just exactly like Terran Mill.
Oh yeah,
just
it was
this massive brawl.
It
It would go for hours and hours and hours.
Yes.
Right.
That was the most fun
It
I
was
had playing
incredible.
PvP and
And then the last time I did it, years and years and years and years later, the tactic was to just go in
you'd mount up and
group,
run past,
and you
everybody.
just run past each other,
straight to the
and you go
captain.
you go straight to the captain, and it basically becomes who can kill the captain first.
It was a race.
And it's
okay.
actually to your detriment to even bother trying to fight.
And it sucks because every single stage of Alterac Valley had objectives.
Yeah.
You'd push a little bit further, and you'd get to build a tower. And if you're a low level player, you'd be out there collecting resources to build the
They
tower.
were still spawning different dudes or something, right?
Yeah. It was there was so much stuff going on. They put tons of work into it, and within about 2 months, it was just run past.
Yeah, it was optimized the fun out of it.
Yeah.
They should have,
I wanted the mount from that, so I did so much
yeah.
Alterac Valley.
what was the mount?
Frostwolf.
Oh yeah, that's
cool.
right. But that was for the Horde side, and the Alliance got was it the cat?
Don't know.
Saber tooth, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
They had hidden. I don't know if did they still have hidden mounts that you can get. There was one.
They were in dungeons. You can get them as rare drops.
Oh,
Yeah,
from
the
bosses.
Oh yeah, because there was one. I remember there was
Baron.
one I was always trying to get.
Rivendare, I think.
Yeah,
Dropped
the dead horse
Invincible or something.
Yeah.
A horse.
Yeah.
one. They were cool.
It's interesting how I think World of Warcraft is such a great example of a game where they sprinkle in a few secrets and people become obsessed with these secrets and they go, oh, players like mounts, we'll just give everything a mount. We'll make mounts. You can buy 100 mounts and the mounts are super cheap. And it's just okay, mounts are no longer special. Everybody's got 400 mounts.
Yeah.
There's achievements for collecting all these mounts.
Yep. Yep.
And you've kind of...
Oh, there were pets too.
Yes. Same
They
thing,
were rare
same
drops
exact
from things.
Yeah.
I
and
had the Emerald Drake. I had been farming.
Whoa.
Yeah, the Emerald Whelpling.
Yep.
Yeah.
You had to farm it in Swamp of Sorrows.
Yeah.
Was the area.
yeah.
and it was like really, really rare. And I was farming in Badlands, the drakes there for the black and red one. I forget what it was called. I spent weeks farming there, and then someone needed help in Swamp of Sorrows, and I went there and I killed the first whelp there just as part of a quest, and it dropped it, and I was like, okay, I guess that's the one I'm getting.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. But like that, I was really special, and people would like go like, "Oh, wow,
yeah.
you've got that! That's awesome!" And then, at some point, the developers went, "People like pets. Throw more pets in. Make a pet thing. Make achievements for pets. Make pets that you can only get when you have a certain number of pets."
Yeah.
And it's like, now it's not special anymore. Now it's a grind.
Yeah.
And not a fun
I don't
one.
think we'll ever have that experience again either. Like, of what early WoW was like. I don't know how much of that was just like
Lightning and a
the
bolt.
age.
Your time, yeah. The age
where I
alone,
had
yeah.
the time to do those things, and like 'cause a lot of it was just like an absurd amount of time spent doing what was you would be farming for hours.
Oh, yeah.
For a thing that's like a low percent chance to have a pet that does nothing, but looks cool.
But that's part of the charm that I think a lot of developers don't understand anymore. I think, to PoE's credit, they understand that very low drop rates on a large scale become visible and desirable without becoming common.
Yeah.
By that I mean, like, if you've got a 0.001% chance of getting a pet when you kill a specific mob, in a group of 100,000 players, you're going to get that every single day. And people will post about it, and it'll be exciting. But if you make it easy, it becomes not special.
Yeah.
I think that you had examples of that very early on with like the bracers that you could get in Molten Core, the legendary bracers that would eventually turn into that legendary weapon, Wind something.
Thunder Fury.
Oh, thank you.
Blessed Blade of the Windseeker.
Yes, Thunder Fury Blade of the Windseeker.
Which was just linked in chat all the time once that mod came out.
Oh my god.
What?
There was a mod that came out that let you link any item.
Oh,
and
yes.
so all of the chat and Orgrimmar would just be someone linking that once every 10 seconds or something.
But that was like an example of like a low drop rate in a hard zone with a whole quest associated with it. And they might still do stuff like that. But because they do it so much now, like every patch has like 2 or 3 of these, and they're all kind of designed so that your guild will be able to get one by the end of the content cycle. I don't know. I think it's fine for people to miss out, I guess is what I'm saying.
You
For it to be special. And to be a chase thing that you want to
I think it's
feel lucky that you got.
It's fine to miss out on things when there's enough things that you can get something special. If there's 500, I don't know. I'm conflicted about this now because now I'm kind of arguing against myself. But it is a hard problem to solve, and especially in a game like World of Warcraft where servers, I don't know how many people are on a server, 10,000, 1,000.
I don't know.
How big is
I
a
don't
server?
remember.
It's been a long time since I've looked at.
They were never really visible about the number of players.
I
on
thought
a server.
No, because they got full.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
What
there
does
was
that
full,
mean?
medium, and but like how much actually is that? I don't know.
Is that 20,000 characters? Is that 100,000 characters? Is that 2,000 people online at once? Like, what does full mean? I don't know.
neither.
But like, it's certainly a smaller number than the entire player base of PoE, for example, on a launch day. So, I don't know. The law of using large numbers of players to do cool things with small drop rates is interesting to me as a game designer, and it's something that I think not very many developers understand.
But I was
Ultimately, my point.
and I also do think that it adds like even though the chance of you yourself getting that item is super low, it's exciting to see when someone has it.
Yes, exactly right.
So I don't know, it just makes the whole game world more, I don't know, enjoyable or like feel like
there's more depth.
there's more depth. Yeah.
Things there that you're probably not going to see.
Yeah.
But someone might.
Because you might be like, well, what if I find something that,
Yeah.
that I could get a drop and not realize it's like a super rare thing.
Yeah.
And be like, oh my God, I got this thing.
The other cardinal sin is bind on pickup in a game like that.
Yeah.
With those kinds of items. Because the value of like if you are the one who gets the pet, and I'm pretty sure the pets were not bind on pickup, they were bind on equip, so you could sell them. But like you compare that to like a legendary bracer for Legend of the Thunder Fury or whatever. I don't know if those are bind on pickup. I think they might
I don't remember.
But either way, you kind of need them to be tradable for them to be valuable and to establish like, oh, this is desirable.
Yeah.
So,
and they could basically become an heirloom.
Yeah,
almost.
A commodity.
Where it's like, because otherwise you get to a point where you go, well, do I just disenchant this? That doesn't.
Yeah.
You might not need it anymore.
Yeah.
Or you might, and you just say, so I've just got this thing.
Yes.
You can't display it anywhere, at least until the housing patch comes in, I suppose.
I think this might be one of my more controversial takes. I kind of think that games with rare items should allow real money trading if the company gets a cut. I think that the Blizzard, the Diablo auction house would have worked if they had restrictions on what could be bought and sold.
Right.
If it was not just like everything item can be bought and sold, if it was specific rare...
I get you, yeah.
Or of like any item has a 1 in 10,000 chance of being real money tradable, and then like it looks different or whatever.
Maybe. I don't know about that.
Why?
I personally don't like it.
Why?
Because it just far more incentivizes like botting and...
Fair point.
Especially with rarer things, then you just have like the more resources you have available to get an opportunity to get the thing.
Yeah.
And this is like in PoE, for example, it's already a constant battle to keep the number of bots down.
True. I think if it's not tied to power, if it is a cosmetic thing, and like when you use it, it is tied to the account. So for example, I think the pets in World of Warcraft would be a good example. If I could sell that pet for $20, which you could do already in the form of the trading card game cards, or you could just sell your account. Right? There are workarounds here that already exist. So if it was allowed for specific kinds of items and was essentially monitored, because and there's an incentive for the company to moderate it by they get a cut. So you don't want it to be so flooded that everybody gets it and nobody cares.
Yeah.
You want it, I think there's something there. I think Blizzard tried it and failed because you go ahead.
I was just going to say that as soon as you have, even if it's not equipped to, tied to power at all, people will then just trade things that are related to power for the things that are cosmetic as RMT without RMT. Very quickly.
Fair point. So maybe it's a bad idea. I think there's something in there. I don't know what it looks like yet. I don't have the design.
If you isolated that entirely so that it like could only be traded through the money system and not through player to player, you would at least prevent that from being a problem. But
I do. How do you guys feel about it like diminishing its cultural value then? Because if someone has grinded for
they could have bought it. Sure.
If someone has grounded for like half a year to get this thing, oh my god, or done some ridiculous questing thing and all this stuff had to line up for it, and it's like, oh my god, what an achievement, you've got this like cosmetic pet. Oh no, I just bought that for like 10 grand.
I mean, I got my Drake first kill or whatever it was, right? So it doesn't
but that's also still a story. There's also something there.
Okay,
You're like, I got this thing.
This way.
You were saying, I was farming
is there
here.
cultural cachet in just owning the most expensive MTX in PoE?
No.
In buying the most expensive supporter pack?
No, but there's that. No, because those are not set up to be like, oh, you've spent hours and gone through crazy quest things to achieve.
No, but I think it shows a level of commitment to the game.
It does.
Either way.
It certainly does. But it's just. I feel like that's two different things.
It's a level of showing support
Yeah.
rather than a level of achievement.
Sure.
I just feel that those are.
But
two
if it's a
completely
random
different
drop,
things.
there's still no level of achievement.
Sure,
It's
but
random.
okay, if I'd gotten that horse in was it Strathholm, right?
Yeah.
That the Baron thing has.
Yeah.
I feel like to me that would that to me feels more valuable than if I'd just spent $10 and bought it.
Okay. Sure.
But it's because
And
it's
also you
two
wouldn't
two
wanna-
different things. But I'd be valuing them
But
differently.
what if it was
Yeah.
$100?
It's still the same thing.
$1,000.
No, it's still the same thing. I would be valuing them. They're basically in different currency to me.
Now say
Like,
you dropped you killed the Baron and you got the horse and you thought this is worth $1,000. Am I using it or am I selling it?
oh,
Now this is why it becomes interesting to me, because if you care about the social status side of things, and you can be, the story is now I killed the Baron, he dropped his mount, and I didn't sell it. I used it. I'm awesome looking riding around on that thing. Versus, I sold it. I got $1,000. I was eating well that night.
That's funny.
Like there's something there.
Yeah,
There's a story there.
that's funny.
I don't know, man.
Blizzard also have their own weird currency for buying within their own like Blizzard.
Yeah, they
Activision
added
thing.
that later though, and I don't know much about
I had
it. You can buy like game time and
Yeah,
stuff.
I had a
right?
friend who was playing WoW, so
Also,
he
Plex. Plex is an example of this. Eve Online does a thing called Plex, which is game time.
Yeah.
And you but it's a currency that you can use to buy and sell things within Eve.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, I quite like that as well. Yeah, I think Blizzard did do something like that because I had a mate who was like
WoW coin
able
maybe?
to like sustain his
Yeah.
playing WoW by playing more
And,
WoW.
and
Yeah.
maybe that is the key,
Yeah.
because any way that you can actually get actual money,
Mm,
you could arguably just use it for money laundering,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I am the Russian mafia. I buy every single pet I see, and then I sell it at a hugely inflated price
Yeah.
to the person I'm doing crimes with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Launder the money.
Yep.
And that's how that
Yeah,
works.
you were
right?
already getting this in WoW with the auction house because you would. I don't know how they were doing it because you would no.
gold
What did they do?
sellers?
Gold sellers.
Right.
That's how they would trade gold. You'd see a piece of bread on there for like 10,000 gold.
Sure, and then
And you're
buy it
like,
from another character.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a long time ago. I don't know if they can still actually do that.
So there's a game. I don't know if you guys have heard of Project Entropia or Entropia Universe, as I think it's now.
No, I don't think so.
It's been around for, I think, longer than World of Warcraft.
Oh wow.
It is an open world sci-fi MMO. In fact, I think at this point it's got a bunch of different themes and areas and worlds. But the idea is basically anything you do, any action that generally requires a tool, and the tool has some sort of durability, and the tool will eventually break. But the thing that it produces can be sold to other players for currency, and that currency can be actually withdrawn from the game for real money at a specific exchange rate, and they even had like ATMs in some countries.
Oh weird.
So the way it would work is you would put in money so that you could, buy some tools, use those tools to mine and get some resources. Ideally, you'd sell those at a profit and use that to buy more tools to get more money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And people were buying actual like real estate.
Yeah.
So there was a Michael Jackson themed planet. I'm pretty sure. I can't explain it. I just know this is a thing. It was happening when I was at IGN and I covered it.
Great.
And someone had the mining rights to the planet. They bought it for like $100,000,
Wow.
and other players would mine on it, and they would get a cut.
Is this all player organized? Like you say, the mining rights. Like who is making that and
The
who is
developer.
Ah.
The developer is selling these things to. Basically, they'd have an auction,
Yeah.
and someone there'd
okay.
be a bid on it, and whoever bids the most gets the mining rights. And the theory goes like the investment banks were buying chunks of this, for example. Like they'd be like, "We'll throw down a few $100,000 for this virtual property. It might generate a return." I think that kind of thing is really interesting.
Yeah.
There were ways to play free to play. It would take hours and hours and
I
hours
see.
and hours to ever turn a profit.
Wow.
But
What's the game like though?
couldn't tell you.
There we go.
You're running around. It's kind of generic MMO stuff. Running around, mining, crafting, killing monsters.
I know that this sort of thing has been around for a long time because Second Life was very much like that, right?
So Second Life is another one where their whole thing was selling real estate. This was a way you could, in theory, get something that was more valuable than the thing it is more like a very, very well disguised slot machine. Because every time you pull the lever, i.e. hit a rock, there's a chance to get nothing.
I see.
There's a chance to get something small that doesn't really turn a profit, and there's a chance to get something really big that turns a big profit.
But then, I mean, it comes back to like, what is the game? Are you literally just...
The game is to make money.
So the game is to make real world money?
I think
real world money?
Yeah. And I think that's the... there is a game. There is a game in there. Your character has skills, blah, 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 blah. But like, ultimately, I think the reason people play it is with the hope that they can make a living from it.
Sure. It just... Like, okay, so yeah, I know that these sorts of games have been around for a long time, but the recent iteration of that is like NFT games, right? Or other sort of like crypto connected real estate things, and they just like completely fall apart.
Yeah.
Because or any sort of crypto game, NFT game, where you look at it and go, this game is like absolute trash.
I don't think any of them were actually games, though, right?
But that's the thing, right? Is it just
I think the difference
making money disguised in the facade of a game?
No, I think it's a little bit different because the game did exist. It worked.
It's certainly been going for a long. It's certainly been going for a long time. Then
decades.
Yeah, and so has Second Life. I assume it's still going. I don't know.
Well, again, Second Life. That's a game where you. I mean, that's a free to play.
But people were making in-game clothes and selling that for real world money. They had their own like shop front and everything, and like it was like a whole like world thing going on.
This is where I want to draw a distinction because with NFTs, the value theoretically comes from scarcity and demand. Whereas for games like Second Life, some of the value comes from scarcity, just in the form of property.
Yeah,
like there's not infinite places to build or whatever. But really, what you're selling is products that are created within the game.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the case of like Project Entropia, you're selling resources that are generated within the game. So it kind of maybe somewhere in the middle of NFTs in Second Life where you're creating a thing. I don't know.
I mean, it's clearly worked. It's clearly working. It's just that
I don't know how much
find
money they're generating.
Yeah, I don't know. But,
I still see ads for it. Every so often I see a trailer. Play the real world money game, Entropia Universe.
I just think it's interesting
I don't think I've seen that ad.
I just think it's interesting that with the like in the recent years of crypto games and that they've all sort of just fallen apart. Like there was a big metaverse thing at one point, right? It was like everyone, digital real estate and all this sort of stuff. Oh, this whole thing, and people are putting hundreds of thousands of dollars or more into these like games that have like one of them was like they had like 42 players max or something like that. And
I was
just
working.
Like There's nothing is happening with them.
I worked at places that developed games specifically for the metaverse.
Yeah.
And oftentimes there were sponsorship deals from like Meta. They would be like, we will give you a bunch of money to make a game.
I mean, that's fine for them because like they were getting paid by Meta, but like what is like Meta's is hoping that this is going to be Ready Player One.
Well, that's the thing. I think we actually saw examples of this decades ago when like the internet was a thing and people were like, but what if the internet was a 3D maze and a website was a box you click on inside the maze?
Yeah.
I remember seeing things like this.
You mean like in Jurassic Park where she's like, I know the system.
Yeah.
Huge 3D like landscape. Like,
yes.
What?
Yes. It was basically that. And this was like 2 decades ago.
Yeah.
I remember seeing news like stories about this stuff. And ultimately it is people who do not understand how people use technology trying to innovate on technology for profit.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work. Because people will want the most efficient, user-friendly thing to do the thing that they want to get to.
Yeah.
Like I want to see a funny picture. Great, I'll go. A browser does a really good job, or there's like a social media platform that does a really good job. If I have to load into my house and then navigate to I need to navigate to the funny happy zone in the metaverse, and then I need to find in the drop down list of my meme house 422. I heard this is the place that has the funny meme.
Yeah.
And I go inside. Oh, it's on the second floor. Okay. Well,
Yeah, you're like physically.
there's actually
physically, digitally.
there's 14
there.
avatars blocking my view. I can't
Yep.
even see it. What is the point?
Oh,
of
it's
this?
like seeing the Mona Lisa in real life. Everyone's blocking it.
That's the thing. I think that's the
Yeah.
use case for VR is places you cannot go that you
Yeah.
want to go. It is not a place to spend money.
Yeah, I saw. I saw. Do either of you guys know Internet Historian?
Yeah.
He did a video on. I think it was Walmart had a VR experience,
Shopping experience.
shopping experience.
Yes.
And it's literally just as if you were in a Walmart with a shopping cart and you're
Yes.
going and taking stuff off the thing.
Yes.
But it's all digitally, and it's so.
It's like if only this was a website with
Yeah.
a photo of the products and the prices and all the
Yeah,
information.
it's like,
It'd be
it's
much
like
more
just
accessible.
making things more
It's
difficult.
so much harder. It is so much
reason.
harder. I think there are use cases for VR. One is, like I said, virtual tourism. One
Yeah,
is
virtual tourism is great.
training,
Yep.
immersion.
Immersion, I think, is the. Well, like, I had a friend that got really into VR racing.
Yep.
Bought, like, steering wheel, pedals, and stuff.
Totally.
And
If that's what
would
you're
chuck a
into,
headset on, and he would just play VR racing. He was,
Yes.
like, having a great time.
Yeah.
yeah, it is not.
Yeah.
It is not like an investor bank hellscape. That's not a good use case for VR. It is not a website, but worse. That's not a good.
Yeah,
use
it's like
case
literally
for,
just making a worse website.
Yeah.
It's making the thing that websites were made to
Solve.
solve. So let's just go back to that.
It is like it really is the equivalent of like they invented the ATM and then someone said, yeah, but what if you could go into a bank and talk to a person to get your money out?
Yeah, it's like an ATM, but you talk to a person in a bank.
It's like, no, that's worse. It takes so much longer. What if the person's not there or busy or they're
That just adds to the authentic experience. It's like really. It's like
We should
really-
do like a Uber Eats, but where you go and get the food yourself.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny.
Sit down Uber Eats.
That'd be so funny.
But this is actually a really classic thing, and if you know to look for the pattern, this is what Silicon Valley does is they will reinvent a thing that is already better, there and better.
Yeah.
So like Lyft, for example, started making larger lifts for groups.
Oh god, they made buses.
Yes, exactly right. They remade buses.
Great. What if we even make them more efficient? Put them on a track that like you could.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the Hyperloop?
And so they could go faster.
oh,
yeah,
a train.
You could
You're
do
talking about
Sky
a train.
ones.
or Sky Ones.
It would fit better with like Lyft.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a thing you see
Yeah,
all the
what-
time. The two things that Silicon Valley does really well is reinventing a thing that already exists, but worse.
Worse and with some
And-
weird twist.
and having to go through all of the steps that society took
Yeah.
to decide this is the best way to do it themselves.
Yeah,
And then learning,
yeah.
oh, this is the best way to do it. The other thing they do is thing but internet. Thing but online.
Oh yeah.
So car but online. Shopping but online.
Mm.
Like this is all
Yep.
phone,
Uber
phone but
is
online.
much better than calling taxis, though. Like, I remember, in fact, most of the time I was in New Plymouth.
I
I
don't
would call taxis to,
I don't
if I
understand.
ever needed
I need
one.
to look. I need to look this up. But like, because I used to use taxis pretty often in Auckland, and then Uber came along. I wonder if the taxi companies have kind of caught up and have their own apps now,
you
or
could-
are we still calling them?
Well,
Because that just
some-
feels like
Sometimes your Uber arrives and it's got like the taxi thing on the top. And
it always has that little sticker. Almost always.
I think
there's
you're
a little
required
red
by
sticker.
law in New Zealand if you're picking people up
Ah,
as a
that-
fare, you
yeah,
have to,
yeah.
you have to like register.
there's a specific thing you need to get into the airport too.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. I know what you're
And
talking about. So you'll
Uber
get-
drivers could
Can get that?
Yeah, for a while, a bunch of them didn't have it, and
Right,
they
yeah.
could like take people around, but
Yeah,
they wouldn't
yeah.
be able to get
They can't
into
go-
the airport
Oh yeah.
So
to get the airport fares.
Yeah.
on the topic of taxis versus Ubers, one of the advantages that a taxi has over an Uber is if your Uber driver is violent,
Oh yeah.
for example, and you say to Uber, "Hey, your employee just like hit me," they'll be like, "That's not our employee. That's our contractor. We can't do anything about it." Whereas a taxi company, they'll be like,
Mm.
"He's fired and he's going to jail."
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. Yep.
Should we read this last thing? It's quite long.
Sure.
But this will be the
Yeah,
last.
yeah,
This will
we're-
be how we end it.
Yeah.
This is from Zinix5379. This is on the topic of Stardew Valley mods. The main mods we use are to make the multiplayer aspect more easy and more fun with new mechanics and discoveries. We split what jobs we want to level and feel like doing. Whatever job you are maxing, you are in charge of storage and organizing. Things like automatically depositing items into chests that already have them in it is so nice, so we are not stepping on each other's toes at the end of the in-game day. There is some automation with furnaces, kegs, tappers, etc., but we use them to cut down on the stuff that is too repetitive and feels more like a time waster than the fun parts we want to get to. There are lots of different mods that had whole other areas, biomes with other people to romance and stories to explore that the community has made, and that are incredible. Also, expansions to small things like beehives to make them more than something you just place and get honey from. We also use some graphic mods that make the game more dynamic and visually pleasing. Added gusts of wind, visible fish swimming around, and more lighting for when you go into the mines and other dark places. Just on the topic of that, I once watched the McElroy brothers play a modded version of Stardew Valley where all of the NPCs were pencils. Love the podcast. Sometimes it feels like I am like it takes more than 2 weeks, but I guess I am just impatient. That is correct. Check the time. It's always 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And if it says something different, there's probably something wrong with your clock. Edit. I want to add that I have only ever modded 2 games, RimWorld and Stardew. I modded both of them after playing for hundreds of hours, as well as watching YouTube Let's Plays. The main reason I modded RimWorld was for UI clarity. It's totally reasonable, honestly. And having to go menus deep for simple things like move speed.
Right.
Yeah. Well, look, I personally mod your games. I don't care. I just kind of think, I don't even remember why we're talking about it.
Well, I
2
think,
weeks ago, probably.
Yeah. I don't remember what brought it up, but I did say that I mod basically every game I play.
Yes, right. Yep. And I have never.
Like I was.
Yeah, and I also.
Like I was saying, I modded the dog in Kingdom Come to stop barking so much.
I think there's a really good argument for a game you love and has small problems that can be fixed.
Yeah. And
you mod those away, and it's even better. Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think there's also an argument for a game that you love and you want to get real twisted with it. Totally cool. I kind of like playing the developer's intended experience.
No, I agree. I don't just install a game and then look at the mods. It's like I'll play
look at the mods before buying.
Yeah, I let the mods. I look at what mods determine what games I play.
Can I turn all the NPCs into pencil? No. I'm gonna have to give it a miss.
Yeah. I will usually play a game for like quite a while and then start being like, oh man, what if this was better? What if that was better?
Yeah.
What if this? In Cyberpunk, I only had graphic mods that added like a cool fog to all the city, so it had this real like dark Blade Runner vibe. Even like during the day, it was like quite dark and overcast, and it just changed the whole vibe of the place. And then every once in a while, that mod I'd see a flash before the mod is applied, and it's like everything's way too bright. I'm like, oh, this is.
I can see that.
Yeah,
there's been some very cool visual mods for games. Someone was going through. Was it like GTA 5 or something, and just upping all the graphics on everything as just like this fan project?
Yeah.
They did
and
that
it looked amazing.
They did that for GTA 4 as well. I remember doing a video for IGN of a modded version of GTA 4 that the idea was to make it photorealistic, and it was really close.
Wow.
They would do like really high-res textures and fix lighting issues.
And how do they change the models though? Because that'd be low poly.
I'm not sure. I mean, they may have just
because you can only go so far with high res textures. I mean, you help a lot, and lighting also does.
Yeah,
a lot.
lighting really.
Yeah, lighting really does a hell of a lot. But you if you're not changing the model, you're still bound into, something that would look low poly. Like I mean, okay, if you did a straight up, like up res of like original Final Fantasy. There's only so much you could do with those.
No, you can make that photorealistic.
I think that's what they actually did. They just bumped the
they just hit the slider up.
Yeah. They just upped the textures and the lighting, and then you've got the.
They also did
one.
the gameplay slider. They said better gameplay.
Better gameplay.
All right. We're out of time.
I think we're out of time. Yep.
I am curious, Paul, but we'll talk about it at some point. But I want to hear some of the things you've modded, but not today.
Okay.
2 weeks from now.
Was Minecraft.
And exactly. disgusting. In exactly 2 weeks, we'll hear from Paul about when he's modded.
Mm-hmm.
And we won't forget either of those things, the date or the subject.
Mm-hmm.
And you can remind us by leaving comments on YouTube. You can email us at frontseatquestion@gmail.com. You should make sure you're subscribed. You should like and...
subscribe. Is the bell still there? I don't even know. Hit that bell.
Smash that bell.
Smash that bell.
If there's a bell in your house, smash it.
Smash it. You want to hear it?
If you are watching Beauty and the Beast, smash the side of the screen that has bell on it.
If you're at Taco Bell,
smash it.
Smash that bell.
Bell and Sebastian albums, you better smash half of it.
Yep.
All right, we'll be back in exactly 2 weeks, as always. Bye.
What?
I played a small amount of Vampire Survivors last night.
Have you played it before?
No.
Okay.
I played it because my mates were like, "Oh, there's a multiplayer patch now."
What?
Yeah, why? And that's a game I think I played it pretty soon after it came out because everyone was kind of obsessed with it, and it was kind of it might not have been the first, but the first breakout of its sort of genre of just like, I guess you'd call it like enemy hell roguelites. And it was fun.
Yeah.
And then like lots of other ones started coming out that innovated on that sort of formula, and now it has aged kind of badly in my opinion.
That's interesting. I still consider it fairly new.
Have you played other games in that genre? Well, there you go.
They tend to. I'm not a game I'm interested in.
Like I played Deep Rock Galactic Survivors. I played a few others.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bunch of like free to play clones on mobile. There's Death Must Die and like other ones.
Yeah, I've played a bunch of them. I still kind of think that Vampire Survivors is like one of the better versions of it.
I don't like a lot of the new stuff they've added.
I think I only played it once it was added.
They've got a lot of they've added a ton of stuff, like new areas and weapons, and they've got probably close to 40 characters at this point. It's kind of like content overload.
Yeah,
They have a lot of DLC too that I hadn't unlocked
one or two of them.
Yeah,
I think there was only one when I played.
It looked like there was a lot because on the sort of start-ish menu, there's all these crossed out things that I don't own, and it's like a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about it.
We could. I mean, I'll be scraping the barrel for that one.
Okay, never mind then.
It did seem pretty neat, though. Is the game really about just unlocking more characters? Because that's kind of how it felt like to me.
Kind of.
It's like,
Well, kind of about just achieving different random things that you see yourself.
yeah.
It might be characters. It might be like trying to get specific. Like you start out, the goal is to survive for as long as you can,
Yeah.
and then the goal is to like kill death, and then the goal is some other thing with death.
Killing out death. Oh no, because you get to like area 5 or 6 or whatever, and you can't you?
Yeah.
There was a time.
There's something you unlock that allows you to do it.
Well, there was a time. There was a period. The games have changed quite. This is what I'm saying. Like they've changed quite a lot now.
Yeah.
Quite a lot. There was a point where like, you get to a certain item combinations would kind of make you invincible, and it's at the end of a run, death starts coming for you, and he will always reach you, and that's just the end of the run.
Yeah.
Except for specific item combinations where you could like perma-freeze him, and then you could eventually kill him.
That seems a bit different then. Because...
And then you get like a secret character. But
Yeah.
then they removed all of that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now it's like, I think death instantly comes and kills you at the end of a run.
Yeah.
And you have to like progress through areas until you get to one where the literal challenge is to beat death.
Oh, I see.
And,
Okay. Yeah, because when I was playing it, I mean, there was 4 of us, and death just teleports instantly to each of us.
Yep.
And there was like no way.
When I played, there was like the same thing Nick was talking about. If you've
Like
got
just
to get
slowly.
certain item combinations to kill him, and then there was like some other thing where there would like another one would spawn and stuff. And
Yes, that's right.
Red Death.
Red death. Yes.
Yeah.
There was a thing where you could like I think it was like there's a clock thing, and it would like freeze things in a specific direction. And he was the only enemy, so it would, and if you'd have your cooldown below a certain threshold, you'd perma freeze him, and then you could eventually kill him. I forget, but it was like there's just very specific combinations of builds that could let.
But that's one of those things that if you haven't lined up that combination before the time is up, then
he eventually reaches.
Yeah, and you're basically like, well, this run is scrap because I can't actually achieve the thing I want because I didn't get the things I needed.
It was quite easy to get though, I think.
Yeah,
it was like 2 items that.
Okay. It does seem. I don't know because I mean you'd be holding out for like some specific time freeze passive thing, right, or something. So you
as you'll find out, you're buying lots of upgrades, and some of the upgrades allow you to re-roll and during picks, and so you can start narrowing down the pool a lot, and then you can just kind of spam. And there is even, I think there's certain levels where you can pick up some of the components just in the world.
Oh
which makes it a lot easier.
Okay, yeah.
I think that is actually. I think they are actually always there, and there's a perk you can get to show them on the map.
Yeah,
they'll be in like opposite corners or something.
Yeah, but it's only in one specific level or something like that. Anyway, the point is like the game was originally like here's a bunch of secrets and quirks and like make quirky builds and do something cool, and then it became more like there's just kind of a series of levels that get harder and harder, and the levels kind of get more complex and become like more about exploration than kind of heading in a direction, and then I don't know, it just kind of to me lost some of its essence.
Interesting.
I feel like the creator didn't know what he made.
Yeah.
It's almost like Diablo. The creators do not really understand what they made. The players figured it out. The creator kind of went with it for a little while and then pivoted. And then now it's just
like I do like
if
that.
you play it again, I think.
Well, it's almost feeling like is it trying to be like a gotcha game where it's just like collect them all or something like that?
I kind of think it doesn't know what it's trying to do. That's kind of the problem.
Because I felt like after I played, I was like, I feel like the game is really collecting the characters. To me, that's what it feels like it is. The game is surviving. But the actual game, what you're really doing is collecting the characters to fill out this like massive roster.
Yes and no, because they also have things that incentivize you strengthening individual characters.
Oh, okay.
And this might be a thing that predates or postdates Paul's play, but they added this thing called golden eggs. Did they have golden eggs? Yeah. And like it was like just permanent stat boosts to characters, so you could get to the point where like your character at the start of the game is stronger than it was at the end of the game. When you first started playing.
I see, yeah.
And then it's like, again, it kind of losing its identity.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What game are you trying to make here? Because like that's
funny.
I don't know, man.
What game? Because you say there's been a lot of clones, right? And I'm only vaguely aware of the genre. I don't like keep up with it. What game, if you know, do you feel like really distills what is enjoyable about that like whole genre?
I don't know that there is one, because the original Vampire Survivors was basically just get crazy combos, blow up screens of monsters, and see.
Yeah,
and then like by the end, you're just kind of standing.
It has
10 minutes when you know how to play. It's just you standing.
You're just standing still. Yeah, that's what I found.